High school basketball is back on Beaver Media and the Delco Preps channel. Tonight from Daleville, Indiana, it's a potentially historic night as the Daleville Broncos play host to the Lapel Bulldogs. Good evening and hi again, everyone. Brian Beaver along with you again tonight as we play our final boys basketball game on our yearly schedule before Christmas. And while we're on the subject of Christmas, Merry Christmas, Joyous Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah for those who celebrated that earlier this month. Whatever it is you celebrate, I hope you have a great one. Speaking of great ones, this could be the night for Jimmy Howell to get his 600th career coaching win. You might remember him from his head coaching days at Muncie South back in the late 90s. He had a 3-year run where the Rebels won 50 games under his guidance in 3 seasons. That's an average of 17 a year. That's pretty good territory. He's at 599 and 279 for his career. So anytime you're 320 games over 500, you've done a lot of things right. He's part of the Indiana Basketball Hall of Fame 2018 induction class. So congratulations to Coach Howell. I had a nice quick chat with him before tonight's contest. Both of these teams come in off of losses. In fact, Westdale has lost 2 straight, including last Saturday night's thrilling 57-54 Westdale win over Daleville out in Gaston. That was a great game. The Broncos have lost 2 games in a row by a total of 5 points. They're playing much better than they did in blowout losses to Muncie Burris and Tri. They're on the right track. They got a tough order to fill tonight, though. Lapel comes in at 3-3 off a loss to Guerin Catholic last night, 62-53. And if there's one factor in this game that probably will tell the tale, it's going to be the size of Lapel and whether Daleville can do anything to stop the size. Luke Richardson up front for the Bulldogs is a 6'6 senior, averaging a season double-double, 22.3 points, 11.2 rebounds. He had 17 last night against Guerin Catholic. And they'll go 6'5", 6'6", and then off the bench 6'5", potentially up front in the paint on the post for Jimmy Howell's Bulldogs. So they've got a really good shot tonight at getting him win number 600. This is their 3rd try. He's lost the first 2 shots at 600. We'll see if he joins a select group. There are fewer than 20 boys basketball coaches in state history with 600 career wins. So he'll be eventually in that club, and he might join it here in a couple hours tonight. Broncos of Daleville, 2-6 overall. They're having a rough go so far, but as I said a moment ago, Tyler Stotler's kids are playing a lot better now than they were playing about a month ago, maybe even 2 to 3 weeks ago. Their last 2 games, they've been right there. They led nearly start to finish before losing to Blue River Valley 42-40. And then last week, they had a shot at the buzzer to send the game to overtime, just couldn't get it down as Westdale outlasted Daleville by that 57-54 count. The scoring leaders in this game, well, for Lapel, we told you about Richardson at 22-3. Carson Huber, one of their guards, is at 12 points a game, and Cole Alexander at 13.2. So they have multiple scoring threats. Daleville comes in with just 2 guys in double figures. Will McKinney scoring 10.8 a game, Derek Lawrence at 10.4, and Connor Fleming is just under it right now at 9.8 points per game for the Broncos. He, of course, sat out the first 2+ games and has come on, played a nice game last week out at Westdale, a nice floor game, and they need him to do that if they're going to have any chance to win tonight. And really, my gut tells me if Daleville doesn't have a hot night from behind the arc, specifically Derek Lawrence, they're going to have a tough time beating this big Lapel team. Lawrence is capable of going off. You were with us earlier this season. He had 9 triples in one game, and if he can do something like that, Daleville just might sneak into the back door on this one here tonight at Daleville High School. Great night for basketball. We're 3 days away from Santa. Both these teams are looking for a little stocking stuffer W in their locker room. One of them's going to get it here tonight, a few nights away from the biggest night of the year for a lot of people in this part of the world. Cheerleaders are in holiday attire tonight, if you will. Daleville, a lot of their cheerleaders are wearing the Santa elf caps, and the cheerleaders from Lapel are wearing holiday tops, ugly sweater tops, if you will, for this one. The huge American flag being lowered over the court will now bring you the Star-Spangled Banner.
For the playing of our national anthem.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous sky, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the
There you have it. We're about set to go. We'll be getting you the starting lineups here shortly at Daleville High School. Relatively small crowd on hand tonight for this one. It is, after all, the Saturday before Christmas, and a lot of people are either out of town or traveling on their way out of town, or hosting people who have come in from out of town. So glad you're along with us tonight on the Delco Preps channel. Spread the word. You know, people around the country who would like to listen to this one, they can do it right now live, or after the game it'll be archived. You can listen again, or for the first time after the game. Starting lineups are being introduced for the Lapel Bulldogs of Jimmy Howell. Number 10, Carson Huber, a 5'7" junior. Number 34, Cole Alexander, a 6'2" junior. Number 40, Colby Bullard, a 5'11" junior. Number 44, the Tower of Power inside, Luke Richardson, 6'6" and a senior. And rounding out the starting lineup for Lapel, number 50, Bryce Carpenter, who is a 6'5" junior. Now for the Daleville Broncos tonight. Number 2, Derek Lawrence. Number 5, Connor Fleming. Lawrence, a 5'11" senior. Fleming, a 5'10" junior. Tim Arnold. Number 10, a 6-foot freshman. Number 12, Cam Leisure, a 5'6" freshman. Arnold is 6 feet tall, by the way. And number 25, Will McKinney, rounding out the starting lineup for Daleville. He's a 6'2" senior. So the crowd across the way, the Daleville home side, on its feet, and a crowd behind me here on the scoring table side of the gym from Lapel is a big one. They traveled well up from Madison County. So we're glad they're in the house. We're glad you're in the audience. Appreciate your support of high school sports. on Beaver Media and the Delco Preps channel.
Number 2.
We're not sure about next week yet. There are a limited number of games at this point in the season around Christmas. There are a few next weekend. Daleville will be right back here at home next Friday night. They'll host Eastern Hancock in an MECA. That is on the list of possibles for us next weekend right now, but we'll firm that up early next week. If you haven't already given me a follow on Twitter, get on Twitter and do it. It's free and it's really useful. My handle is at Delco Preps. So the teams are on the floor. We're about set to go. Daleville in the home white uniforms with black lettering and Vegas gold trim. Lapel in Vegas gold uniforms with black lettering. We're all set to go. Looks like a Purdue inter-squad scrimmage. Will McKinney to jump center for Daleville. Alexander to do the honors. Check-it Richardson to do the honors for Lapel, and we're underway. Right to left here in the first half for the Bulldogs. They'll start the night against the Daleville zone. Out on top, and out of the far wing to Huber. Guarded closely by Fleming. Near side now to Carpenter. He'll uncork a three. Can't get it. Rebound to Daleville's Connor Fleming. Broncos attack for the first time tonight. Man-to-man by Lapel on this first trip of the night. Bounce pass to the baseline. Fleming feeds McKinney. He fires and hits off the glass. Will McKinney has his first bucket of the game, and Daleville its first lead at 2-0. Huber. They work it out on top to Carpenter between the rings. 6'5" man now to Richardson, who will drive to the baseline. Bumps. Fouls. It's going to be a defensive block against Daleville, and Will McKinney has the only bucket in the game, and now the only foul on the drive, the common foul on Luke Richardson driving to the basket. And they're going to say a shooting foul. So here comes Richardson shooting the first two charity tosses of the game, and he hits the first one. Makes it a 2-1 game. Richardson averaging 22.3. Big, strong kid. Next one, rattles out, no good. So that's a win for Daleville on that trip. Broncos have the ball in a 2-1 lead a minute into the game here. Fleming way out on top, guarded by Huber around a screen. Fleming still with it. Goes baseline. Cut off. Good defense by Huber. Fleming in trouble. Feeds out on top. Throws it away. It's going to go out of bounds across the way for a Daleville turnover. First one of the night. Broncos were a little out of sorts there. So here comes Lapel. Chance for their first lead of the night, trailing 2-1. 6:45 to go first quarter. Carpenter out here on the near side wing. Guarded by Anderson. Out on top the Bullard. Back to Carpenter on the wing. He fires a window three and he can't get it. Got a whistle and a foul on the loose ball on the rebound. It's against Lapel, and it goes on Luke Richardson. Just that quickly, a sub to check in for Lapel. It's Noah Frazier up and in the game. So Frazier comes in, Carpenter comes out for the Bulldogs. 2-1 game, early going. Daleville on top with the ball in the forecourt. Here's a drive by Fleming. Scoop shot, won't go. Rebound to the Bulldogs. They'll bring it down the floor quickly. Huber gets it to Frazier. They work it baseline to Richardson. He'll take it up, reverse layup, no good. Got his own, puts it back up, no good. And this time another foul on Daleville underneath. That's trouble. 2 fouls on Will McKinney. And I got a feeling he's about to come out of the game. 2 early fouls. 2 more free throws for Richardson. He rattles the first one in to tie the game. Richardson with both Lapel points. We're tied for the first time tonight. McKinney out for Daleville. And in his place, Caden Gothrop. Richardson hits the other free throw. He got them both. He has all 3 Lapel points, and the Bulldogs lead for the first time at 3-2. 6 minutes to go first quarter. Broncos in the forecourt. Arnold guarded closely. Gets to Lawrence on the far side wing. Now near side here to Fleming. He'll drive to the corner of the key. Cross-court pass. 3 up and down. Tim Arnold buries the triple. And it's 5-3 Daleville out in front here in the early going. Bulldogs work it far side. Now they feed underneath. Richardson double team. Stepped on the boundary for a turnover. First turnover by the Bulldogs. Each team has coughed it up once. Daleville will attack with a 5-3 lead. 2.5 minutes into the game. Gothrop here near wing to Fleming. Huber, the defender, right in his shirt. Now some gap as Fleming resets. Far side, wing, Leisure, 3, got it! Cam Leisure gets a triple, and it's 8-3 Daleville. Surprising, if you ask some people. Lapel on the attack in the forecourt. Huber nearly ran into Richardson. You don't want to do that. He's like running into Mount Everest. Richardson one dribble. Bullard. Now they swing it far side and feed down low now for a turnaround off the glass and another foul to move inside by Cole Alexander. This is a Daleville foul.
Daleville fouls on number 2, Derek Lawrence, his first team.
Derek Lawrence with his first personal. Daleville with their third team foul. And going to the stripe, Cole Alexander for Lapel. Right-handed shooter, big kid, off the front iron, no good. Lapel doesn't have a field goal yet, and we're nearly halfway through the first period. All their points at the free throw line. Alexander ready with the second one. This one much better. Splash. Now 1 out of 2. His first point. It's an 8-4 game. Daleville out in front. Another sub in the game for Lapel is Reed Ratzlaff. Here's a drive into the paint by Fleming. Lost the handle, but Daleville keeps it. It's on the wing with Fleming now. He'll drive it. Fire up the glass. Rolls off. No good. It wanted to go, but a little too much English. Richardson with a quick board for Lapel. Here they come down the floor. They feed inside to Richardson. He turns around aggressively to go to the basket, and Daleville fouls him again. Here comes the signal. It's going to be on Tim Arnold, the freshman guard. First one on him, fourth one on the team. And say it with me again, Luke Richardson for 2 free throws. He's 3 out of 4 from the line. Make it 4 out of 5. Nice touch for a big man. 8-5 game. Let's see if Richardson can get them both. Daleville bringing on another sub. It's going to be Max Stecker coming in the game. Another free throw coming for big, strong Luke Richardson. Fires, hits, got them both. It's a nice touch for a big guy. 8-6 game now. It's a single possession lead for Daleville. Here they come to the forward court. Fleming on the dribble to the corner of the key. Now he'll back it out behind the volleyball line. Looks back at his coach briefly at the other end of the floor. Now he's got to play. Here comes Fleming. Drives the paint. Fires off the glass. Tried to anyway, and he got fouled in the process. It'll be free throws for Daleville. Giving that personal foul to Colby Bullard of Lapel. First one on him. Number 2 on the Bulldogs, and it sends Connor Fleming to the free throw line. 2 shots for him. First one on the way. No good. So that makes this a winning defensive trip for Lapel. Anytime you can get less than 2, you're doing all right. Fleming to shoot another one. This one on the way. This one good. Fleming with his first point of the game. Makes it 9-6. Daleville on top. Midway through the period. On the baseline. The feed underneath Richardson. Banks it. Can't get it. Got his own rebound. Tied up. Throws it back out. Now they'll work it back to the corner. Bullard. 3-pointer. Too strong. Rebound. Knocked away from Daleville. Here comes Lapel again. Nice move inside by Bullard. Can't get it. Another offensive rebound and a whistle. Richardson ends up on the floor. Daleville picks up the foul. It's going to be on Connor Fleming. 5 team fouls already on Daleville. This one is a common foul. It's a baseline inbounds play just to the far side of the key with Richardson triggering in. Let's see what the Bulldogs do with it. Out on top. Now they'll swing it near side corner to Huber. Huber to Richardson. He walked. He moved his feet. Jerry Howell just nods his head. Yep, you did, as he looked over. 2 turnovers by Lapel, 1 by Daleville. It's been a relatively clean early game. Broncos 9, Bulldogs 6, 3.5 to go first quarter. Here comes a drive. Stecker fires off the glass. It won't go. 1 hop rebound on the floor. Comes to Lapel. They'll bring it down the floor quickly. Richardson skip past far side. Bullard down underneath. Huber fires baseline jumper. Won't go. Quickly come the Broncos the other way. Fleming with it to the elbow. Picks up his dribble. Gets off to Lawrence. 15-footer. No good. Stecker with the offensive rebound. Shot swatted away. Stecker gets the loose ball back. Lays it up. It rolls in. Rolled almost all the way around the rim. Stecker with his first bucket of the game to make it 11-6. Daleville. Nice work on the offensive glass that time by Max Stecker. At the other end, Richardson fires off the glass from the baseline about 8 feet out, and he scores easily. His first field goal for his 7th point and an 11-8 game with the Broncos holding the ball and the lead with 2:33 to go, first quarter. Fleming drives down the paint, back out to Lawrence. Lawrence will work it to Leisure. He'll drive the paint, bounce past baseline, laid up and in. Caden Gothrop with his first 2. It's 13-8 Daleville. Here comes Lapel in the forecourt, left end of the floor. Bullard, near side wing. Now out on top. 3-pointer rattles in and out, no good by Frazier, and we've got a call on the rebound. Looks like it's going to be another Daleville foul on the fight for position. It is. Gothrop picks up his first personal foul. Daleville out of fouls to give with 16 fouls already. Baseline inbound play. Richardson comes way out on top to Ratzlaff. Far side wing. 3 up, no good that time. The rebound stuck back and in. Good work that time by Gage White. He has his first 2. It's a 13-10 contest at the other end. Up and in. Fleming hits a little bunny from the key. His 3rd point. 15-10 game. Feet underneath in the forecourt for Richardson. He banks it, and he thought he was fouled. Thought he was hit in the head. He has 9 points in the game. And Daleville commits a turnover inbounding the ball. That'll give it back to Lapel. 15-12 game. Richardson inbounding on his baseline in the forecourt again. He comes way back out on top to Frazier. Huber, they swing it far side. Ratzlaff. Richardson out on top. 3-pointer. Off the front iron. Off the glass, no. Rebound, offensive rebound inside for the Bulldogs. This one won't go. A 3rd time it comes down. It's a foul on Lapel. It looks like it's going to be on Gage White. It is on White. That's the first one on him tonight. Pretty good first quarter for Daleville. They've got the ball. They lead 15-12. Final minute 15 of the period. Tim Arnold. Dribble drive all the way to the baseline. Fires. It rattles out. No good. He's fouled. We'll see if it's a shooting foul or a common foul. Frazier picks up the foul for Lapel. It's on the floor, a common foul, inbound play for Daleville with Stecker to trigger. Giving up about a foot to the man guarding him, Richardson. Got it inbounds. Leisure has it. Now to Fleming out on top. Dribbles to the wing. Resets the offense with 1:05 to go. Daleville with a 3-point lead. They'd like to double it here if they could get a triple. They haven't gotten one yet. They have gotten one. Here's another one on the way. Arnold rims it out. Gothrop with the offensive glass, and he's going to get 2 free throws, trying to stick it back in. White picks up his 2nd foul. Gage is in trouble. He's got 2 fouls. It's the 5th one on Lapel. Daleville will have a couple of free throws coming for Caden Gothrop. First one up, no good. He'll get one more. We've had wholesale substitutions in this game by both teams, and that's at least in part because of the foul trouble. Daleville has committed 6 fouls, Lapel 5 here in the first 7 minutes of the game. Gothrop, the left-hander, missed both free throws. Rebound comes down to Lapel. Not a good trip for the Broncos. Bulldogs can tie on this trip. They go inside, and another bunny in off the glass. Beautiful move and shot by Richardson. He's got 11 points. It's a 1-point Daleville lead at 15-14. Final 30 seconds of the first quarter. Here's a drive all the way to the baseline. Shot up no good by Arnold. A foul this time by Lapel, and it's going to be on Luke Richardson, and he has 2. We got a timeout on the floor. Timeout by Daleville. 30-second timeout. We're going to keep it right here. 28.4 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Timeout by the Broncos, holding a 15-14 lead. Luke Richardson has been everything as advertised for the Bulldogs. They have 14 points, and he has 11 of them. Alexander with 1 and 2 for White off the bench for the Bulldogs. You look down at the Daleville sheet. Let's see. Lawrence, nothing. Fleming, 3. Arnold, 3 with a triple. Leisure, 3 with a triple. McKinney, 2. Gothrop, 2 on a bucket. Stecker, 2 on a bucket. So there you are. Tyler Stotler burns his first time out of the night, and we're just about set to get back in action. Been a good game so far. Pretty well played in terms of turnovers and ball security. Neither team has done much bad there. 2 turnovers apiece in the early going. But fouls are really going to be a factor in this game. Next foul by Daleville will put Lapel in the bonus, and same is true for Lapel. Going to Daleville. So Tim Arnold, the freshman guard, will inbound along the baseline here in the forecourt, just on this side of the key. Needs help. Got to hurry. Finally gets it in and throws it away. Trying to hit Leisure. Goes out of bounds across the way. So Lapel will go to the same spot and inbound the ball. In the backcourt, they'll bring it to full 84 with 28.4 seconds to go. They can take the lead here in the late going. Final 25 seconds of the period. Huber feeds high post. Now on the wing. Here's a drive. Now back out. On top. They swing it far side to Huber. Clock down to 10. He'll get a pick. Roll to the corner. Can't get anything going. Richardson out on top. Lost the handle. Loose ball out of bounds. It's a turnover by the Bulldogs. Daleville catches a break. 3.4 seconds left in the quarter. They've got time to get something. Comes into Fleming. Quickly across midcourt. To the top of the key. To the baseline. Fires. Can't get it. Quarter over. Good opening period for the Daleville Broncos at the first stop. The score, Daleville 15, Lapel 14. Back with period 2 after this timeout on Beaver Media and the Delco Preps channel.
In Fort Wayne, 2 sisters make a historic splash when they swim their way to a pair of individual state titles.
In Evansville, a boys and girls soccer team become state champions in the same year for the same school, claiming their place in Indiana history.
In Bloomington, 12 young men combine their talents, check their egos, and net a basketball state title.
High school sports have provided us with as many inspirational stories as there are towns in Indiana.
In Valparaiso, a gymnastics team scores a perfect season, winning a record 7 state championship for their school in the process.
A football team south of Indianapolis refuses to lose, comes from behind, and runs away with an improbable state title.
What will the story be in your community? High school sports. Pure spirit, pure sport, pure Indiana. This message made possible by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the high schools in this community.
Welcome back to the ball game. Second quarter just underway. Daleville leading 15-14. Fleming in trouble, needs to get rid of it. It's knocked out of his hands. Daleville picks it back up, and it's in Fleming's hands again now. Connor drives the key, fires on the run. It rolls off. Got his own rebound. Bangs off a Bulldog, but it goes to another one. Here's a quick trip down the floor for Lapel. Alexander with the ball. Out on top. Three-pointer, good. Give the bucket to Noah Frazier. His first three, and Daleville gives the lead back. It's now 17-15 Lapel. Bulldogs with their second lead of the game. Daleville attacking in the forward court with Leisure on the dribble. Works it far side to Arnold. Drives baseline. Feeds back out on top to Fleming. He'll take it down low. Fires in and out, no good. Richardson clears the rebound for Lapel. Here come the Bulldogs quickly. Frazier near side to Huber. Now they swing it in the corner to Ratzlaff. Ratzlaff back to Frazier. Three-pointer. Good. Noah Frazier opens the second quarter with back-to-back triples. Lapel with its biggest lead at 5 now at 20-15, a minute and a half into the second quarter. Now extending the defense out near the timeline are the Bulldogs. Lawrence with it. Back out on top between the rings to Fleming. Far side wing to Arnold. Out here on top to Lawrence. He drives, can't get anything going. Fleming drives in the paint again. Fires on the run off the front iron, no good. Rebound inside. Fleming has his zone. Back out on top. Arnold for three. Can't get it. Rebound comes down to the smallest man for Lapel, and that's Huber. He'll bring it across the timeline on the dribble. They work it to the baseline. Nice move. Shot by Ratzlaff. No good. Rebound Daleville. We've got a bump foul coming back down the floor on Lapel. That's going to be on Cole Alexander. Foolish foul. That's 7 against Lapel, and now Daleville will shoot free throws for the final 6:05 of the second quarter. Alexander checks out. Bullard back in for him for Lapel. Shooting 2, Tim Arnold. Lots of free throws in this game already. We're going to have a ton by the end of the night. Arnold's free throw is on the way. No good. He missed the front end. And here comes Lapel with the ball. Missed free throws. You know how I feel about them. Bulldogs on the attack. Bullard, far wing, feeds low post. Richardson double team, threw it away. Fleming has it for Daleville. He'll bring it down the floor, and another bump foul in the backcourt. That does no one any good if you're a Lapel fan. Reed Ratzlaff picks up the foul. That's first one on him. The scores table has been like a hotel at 11:45 in the morning. Lots of people checking in and out. This time, Dane Bush in the game for Lapel as Ratzlaff sits down. 1-1 for Connor Fleming. First one, good. He'll get another one. His first one good on this trip. He'll have another. Makes it a 20-16 game. Looking for the next one. He got both of them. Fleming with a good trip that time. 5 points for him in the game, and it's 20-17. Lapel out in front. 5:40 to go, first half. Bulldogs swinging around the perimeter. Far side corner to Huber. Huber out on top. Another turnover. Another turnover by Lapel. Ball was thrown away, and it's going to end up being a foul. The official was right there on it. Colby Bullard used his elbow to try to clear off the defender from Daleville. Didn't work. 5 turnovers by the Bulldogs. 3 in the game in terms of turnovers for Daleville. That'll stop the clock on the inbounds play. 5:30 to go now, second quarter. Lapel 20, Daleville 17. Fleming with the ball about 30 feet from the basket at the volleyball line. Works it right side, drives it inside, shot block. We're going to have a foul with the body against Lapel. That's going to be on Carpenter. That's the first one on him. 10th foul by Lapel. This time an active shooting foul. Connor Fleming back to the charity stripe. He's 3 out of 4, 3 out of 5 as he missed the first end. He'll get another try. 20-17 contest. Fleming looking to make it a 2-point game, and he does. 6th point of the game for Fleming. 20-18. Daleville trailing. On the defensive end for the Broncos, Carpenter, one dribble. Quick ball movement by the Bulldogs. They're very good. Pass down low to Richardson. Here's a whistle and a foul. On the catch inside as they tried to feed Richardson a Daleville foul. Going to be on Hayden Gothrop. That's 2 on him. Both teams in the bonus now. So it's 1-1 for Luke Richardson. First one. Good. 12th point of the night for that young man. He's playing a great game. He'll have another one in a 21-18 contest. Next one way off. Missed it wide left. Rebound Daleville. Still a one-possession game under the 5-minute mark. Here's a baseline feed from Fleming to Gothrop. His shot swatted out of bounds. Beautiful play by Richardson, who picks up the block. His first one may not be his last. Broncos inbound on the baseline in the forward court. Arnold throws it in, nearly threw it away. Gothrop with a good job to get it back for Daleville. They keep the possession alive. Here's Arnold on the near side wing, guarded by the big man. He'll drive it. Tried to score over him. Shot wouldn't go. Carpenter with the rebound for the Bulldogs. Here they come quickly. Carpenter lost the handle, got it back. They work it far side to Bullard. Bullard faked the 3. Now they'll swing it here to Carpenter, near side wing. He drives it. Now they kick it on top. Richardson, one dribble. Carpenter behind his screen. Three-pointer on the way. Three-pointer misses. One hop rebound on the floor by Fleming. Here he comes quickly. He'll set up now on the near side wing. Broncos trailing by 3 here, 21-18. Arnold goes to the key. Lawrence on the far side. They'll swing it near side here on the perimeter to Fleming. Fleming drives to the paint. Fires on the run from 10. It rolls out, rolls in. Fleming with 8 points in the game, and it's a 1-point contest at 21-20. Here come the Bulldogs. Nearly a foul on that end. Nice feed underneath for an easy bunny. Carpenter hit the shot. A Daleville defender had hit the floor. No foul call, though. It's 23-20 Bulldogs. 3:40 before intermission. Daleville will back out here and set up against the 2-3 defense of Lapel. Fleming with the ball. Works it across the deep forward court to Arnold. Now to Lawrence behind the arc. They'll bring it way out on top to Fleming, who will drive the paint. Fires. Rolls off, no good. Got his own rebound. Fleming to Lawrence. Three-pointer up, no good. Rebound to Richardson. He's got a boatload already. Here come the Bulldogs with a 3-point lead. Nice feed underneath. Lawrence up. They get Richardson up and in off the glass. 14 for Luke Richardson. 25-20 the lead now for Lapel. Under 3 minutes to go, second quarter. Good game tonight. Better than a lot of people thought. This is a good Lapel team. Daleville's better than people think. Here's a drive. Shot off the glass that won't go down for Arnold. Fast break opportunity for Lapel, but they'll slow it down now. Huber has it just across the timeline. Bullard alone for 3 on the top. It's off the front iron, no good. Richardson came down. Whistle by the official. That might just be a player's safety move as it's going to be a foul on Richardson, who fell over on the rebounder from Daleville, and he picks up a cheap third foul. That's a huge call. Richardson in trouble now with 3 fouls. Jimmy Howell getting an explanation. He had 3 guys sitting in front of the scorer's table waiting to check in. Going to be free throws for Daleville, being in the double bonus. Tim Arnold, the freshman guard, will be at the stripe. 0 for 1 on free throws tonight. He has 3 points in the game on a tray. First free throw is out. Rattled it out. So Richardson checks out for Lapel. He'll be replaced by Cole Alexander. Daleville has McKinney and Gothrop back in the game. Second free throw also no good. That is not what you need. Here come the Bulldogs on the attack. No call on a player on the floor. It was McKinney. Bulldogs still working their offense. Feed to the low post. It's a whistle on the catch before the foul, before the shot. It's going to be on Will McKinney. That didn't take long. McKinney went back in the game for about 15 seconds and picked up his third foul.
Number 3, Max Stecker.
Stecker and Gothrop in the game for Daleville. Leisure's out there. Fleming's out there. Lawrence is out there. Going to the stripe is Cole Alexander. First one on the way. He hit it. He'll get the next one. Alexander with his second point. Biggest lead of the night for the Bulldogs at 26-20. They've led most of the second quarter. Next one on the way. Alexander pretty with it. Swish. Got them both to make it 27-20. Here come the Broncos. 2:15 to go in the first half. Broncos need a bucket. It's been a while. Fleming, jab step, drives to the paint, tries to feed down low, throws it away. Turnover by the Broncos. Bulldogs quickly the other way. Corner three, up from the far corner. It rattles off no good by Bullard. Leisure with the rebound. Here comes Fleming for the Broncos. Across the timeline, all the way to the paint. He fires. He's fouled. Shot didn't go, but it'll be 2 free throws. Noah Frazier picks up the personal foul for Lapel. Back to the stripe goes Connor Fleming, who's been there most of the night. Fires, misses. Those are going to be costly later in the game. 1:50 to go, 27-20 contest. Another substitution as Ross Hagan goes in the game for Lapel. They've used 10 players already. Fleming looking for the second of 2, and he got that one. Fleming with his 9th point to make it 27-21. Lapel with the lead with the ball as Huber brings it across the timeline. He'll work it out on top to Frazier, not a Huber near wing. Carpenter with it out on top. Spin move, lost the handle. Turnover Bulldogs. Here comes Daleville. Fleming with it out on top. He'll back out and reset out near the center circle. Final 1:25 of the period. Drives to the paint. Tries to feed. Throws it away instead. Turnover Daleville. Not a wise move that time. Bulldogs have the ball. Final 1:15 of the half. Leading 27-21. Carpenter feeds underneath. We've got a foul on the catch underneath. Max Stecker fouled Cole Alexander on the way to the party. First one on Stecker. 9th team foul in the half by Daleville, and going to the stripe is Cole Alexander. This should be one in the bonus. Fires, misses. Wow, that's not good. Final 1:02 of the half. Lapel 27, Daleville 21. Fleming on the dribble right here in front of us. You can probably hear him in the background. He'll work around the volleyball line. Guarded closely by Frazier. Drives it into the paint. Offensive foul? What's it going to be? Nope, it's going to be a turnover by Daleville. Must have called a carry. Nothing else would explain it. Final 45 seconds of the half. Here comes Lapel with the ball in the lead. 6-point gap over the Broncos. Huber has it. Feeds out high. Now a low post feed to Carpenter. Lost the handle. It's loose on the floor. Now up off the glass with the shot. Alexander, who picked up the garbage and is going to earn free throws. Max Stecker, the guilty party. It's 2 on Max. Going back to the stripe with Cole Alexander on the Bulldogs side. That's the 10th foul against Daleville. Both teams in the double bonus. First one on the way, and it's good. 4th point of the night for Cole Alexander. 28-21. Lapel lead. He'll get another one. Nobody from Lapel around the key, just 4 Daleville Broncos waiting on the free throw. There it goes, it's good. 5 points for Alexander. He got them both to make it 29-21. Biggest lead of the game by either team. Final 25 seconds of the first half. Daleville right here on the right end. Looking to attack. Fleming has it. Fleming pounding air out of the ball. Out near the timeline. Final 10 seconds. Here comes Fleming with it. He'll bring it right side. Down to the baseline. Leaves it off for Leisure. Leisure throws it away but gets it back. He's got to shoot. Is it going to count? No, he didn't get it away in time. Missed it anyway. That's it. We're playing the first half. At the break, Lapel comes from behind and takes a lead to the locker room. It's the Bulldogs 29, Daleville 21. We'll take a timeout. Be back with the halftime show after this on Beaver Media and the Delco Preps channel.
It's the geometry teacher who mans the ticket window.
It's the kid in grade school who paints her face blue and white before every home game.
It's the accountants and salesmen and store managers who give up their Friday evenings to referee.
It's the graduate who listens to the league championship game on the internet.
It's the parent who sells ads in the school athletic program.
It's the cashier at the corner convenience store who wears school colors on every game day.
It's the trainers, equipment managers, and ball boys who never miss a practice.
What makes high school sports here in Indiana so special? They do.
You do.
We all do.
High school sports. It's the we that every community needs. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Who do I swim for? I swim on my high school team for my mom, who gets up at 5 o'clock every morning to take me to practice.
I swim for hugs from my teammates, spaghetti dinners, and my lucky neon green goggles.
I swim for Coach Murray, who pushes me to dig deep and finish strong.
More than 7.7 million American teenagers participate in high school sports every year, including about 152,000 here in Indiana. They're all learning essential life lessons, like the importance of hard work, time management, and self-discipline. Skills that are helping them become better leaders and more active, responsible citizens.
Most of all, I swim for myself, because I learn more about who I am and who I want to be every time I dive into the pool. That's who I swim for.
This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Welcome back to Daleville High School. Brian Beaver along with you again tonight on the Delco Preps channel. Great having you along with us. Appreciate you loaning us your ears for a while on the final Saturday night before Christmas 2018. Daleville actually led at the end of a quarter. It was 15-14. Broncos in front of the Bulldogs at the end of one. But a good second period by Lapel. Noah Frazier hit two trays back-to-back early in the period. That gave the Bulldogs the lead, and they've had it ever since. They take a 29-21 lead into the locker room at intermission. They held Daleville to only 6 points in the second quarter. Unofficially, statistically, first for Lapel. The Bulldogs got a big first half from Luke Richardson. In fact, he had 11 points in the first quarter, finished the half with 14. Other scoring, 5 for Cole Alexander, 6 off the bench for Noah Frazier. You look at the rest of the way, 2 for Bryce Carpenter, 2 for Gage Wine off the bench, and nothing in the first half by Carson Huber, their starting point guard. Colby Bullard with the collar as well, and nothing off the bench for Reed Ratzlaff, Dane Bush, and Ross Hagan to round out the total of 29 for the Bulldogs of Lapel. For Daleville, leading scorer in the first half, Connor Fleming with 9 points. Right down the list, 3 for Cam Leisure. 3 for Tim Arnold, 2 for Will McKinney, 2 for Caden Gothrop off the bench, 2 for Max Stecker off the bench. Derek Lawrence started, didn't score, and that rounds out Daleville's total of 21 here at halftime. If I had told you before the game even started that Daleville's leading scorer, Will McKinney, would have 2 points in the first half and be in foul trouble, and that their second leading scorer, Derek Lawrence, would have no points in the first half and they're still in the game, you'd have said I'm crazy. But that's exactly where Daleville finds itself at halftime of this one. It's not nearly over just yet. Turnover situation unofficially in the first 2 quarters of this game, 6 of them by Lapel, 6 of them by Daleville. We've had a mess load of fouls in the first half. Both of these teams forced their opponent into the double bonus with 10-plus team fouls. And you look at the foul situation, it's going to be key in the second half. Lapel's best player, Luke Richardson, has 3 fouls. And if Daleville could get him out of the game for significant minutes in the second half, they might have a chance to pull the upset here. But that's about what it's going to take. Richardson with 3 fouls for Lapel. And as I look down the list very quickly, he's the only Bulldog with 3. And you look down the list for Daleville, a lot of guys with fouls. Will McKinney, the only Bronco in real trouble. He has 3 personal fouls, all while trying to guard Richardson. So how is that matchup going to play out in the second half? We're about to find out. We'll take another break. When we come back, we'll set up the third quarter and get things rolling on Beaver Media and the Delco Preps channel.
A wintry Friday night. A packed gymnasium in a tight-knit community. A shot taken. History made. A state of delirium? No. A state of Indiana. High school sports. Pure spirit. Pure sport. Pure Indiana. This message brought to you by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the high schools in your community. A 50-50 ball. An elbow to the ribs. A sudden flash of tempers. In sports, anything can happen in the heat of the moment. The Indiana High School Athletic Association reminds you that when cooler heads prevail, everybody wins. When the game heats up, will you keep your cool? This message brought to you by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the high schools in your community. The clutch shot, the timely hit, the perfect pitch, the heroic catch, the brilliant save, the photo finish. The Indiana High School Athletic Association would like to remind you that the biggest plays in sports matter little if you don't practice sportsmanship. Character counts. Practice sportsmanship. This message brought to you by the IHSAA and the high schools in this community.
Everybody loves a good sports movie.
I've seen Rudy 10 times.
I love Hoosiers. If there were a sports movie about steroids, it might be called The Myth, The Truth, and the Consequences. The myth is that steroids are good for your game. The truth is they're bad for you and the sport you play. And the long-term consequences on your health are downright ugly.
That's one movie I think I'll skip.
High school sports. Pure spirit, pure sport. This message brought to you by the IHSAA and the high schools in this community.
Looking for future leaders we can believe in? Look no further than the high school student athletes right here in Indiana. High school sports teach young people how to be effective leaders. It includes learning to listen, accepting responsibility, being a good role model, and it's about respect. The result, it transcends sports. It gives us hope for the future. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Brian Beaver back with you from Daleville High School, just a few moments away from the start of the third quarter. We had 22 fouls called in that first half, 12 committed by Lapel, 10 committed by Daleville. And as I said a little earlier in the halftime show, the two guys really in jeopardy are the post players. Luke Richardson for Lapel, 3 personal fouls on him, and Will McKinney, the post player at 6'2", for Daleville, 3 fouls on him. Whoever gets the fourth one first is really going to put a hurt on his team. And I got to tell you, Lapel's probably a little deeper in terms of quality bench than Daleville. But if you could get Richardson out there in the fourth foul category early in the second half, well, you might have a chance in an 8-point gap at halftime here at Daleville High School. Daleville led most of the first quarter. We've had one tie at 2. And the Bulldogs took the lead at 17-15 early in the second quarter. They've had it ever since. They've led by 8 here at halftime, and that's the biggest lead for either team in the contest. So we're about set to go. Daleville will send Arnold, Leisure, McKinney, Lawrence, Fleming, the original starting 5 out there. It's Alexander, Huber, Carpenter, Richardson, and Noah Frazier to start the second half for Lapel. They have the ball now, moving left to right across your imagination. Daleville with a sticky man-to-man. Feed down low, nearly thrown away. Nice save back in by Carpenter. Bulldogs keep the possession alive. Low post feed, up the glass. No, it came off, no good. Point blank range, White missed the bunny. That's a big not good. That could come down at the late stages of the game and be a factor. Should have gotten that too for the Bulldogs. Broncos have the ball. Their first possession of the second quarter. Arnold to Fleming on top. Fleming drives inside the paint. Spin move. Up off the glass. Good. Pretty move by Connor Fleming. His 11th point of the game, and it makes it 29-23. Lapel out in front. First blood in the second half drawn by Daleville. Now ball knocked away. It's loose on the floor. Picked up by Daleville off the turnover by Lapel. Here comes Fleming. Works it far side. Lawrence fake the 3. Drives the baseline off the glass. Good! Derek Lawrence off the schneid. He picks up his first bucket of the night, and it's 29-25. 4-point spurt to start the second half by Daleville. Back on defense go the Broncos. Entry pass nearly thrown away. We've got a whistle down on baseline. That looks like Will McKinney is headed for trouble. He is. Fourth foul on Will McKinney. So we played 1:20 of the third quarter, and now that's going to be it for him for now. He'll come out of the game. Max Stucker will go in for him. Richardson back in for Lapel. Coming out is Alexander. Richardson will inbound the ball on the baseline. Throws it out of bounds. It went through the net, out of bounds, untouched. It's going to go. Wow, the officials are going to conference. That should be Daleville ball. Nope, apparently somebody got a touch. The officials say, nope, it's going to Lapel. So here come the Bulldogs. They've got it inbounds to Huber now here near side. Carpenter. They'll swing it far side to Huber. Out on top, Carpenter. He'll tee one up, three-pointer up, three-pointer no good. Richardson with the follow, the stick back, and he'll collect the foul. Beautiful work by Luke Richardson. Basket is good. Foul is going to be on Daleville. It's going to go against Connor Fleming. So give Richardson the deuce to make it 31-25. First bucket of period 3. And Richardson shoots the free throw and he misses. Can't get the old-fashioned and one. Daleville hanging around like a bad cold here. Fleming in the forecourt. Cross-court pass to Arnold. Arnold way out behind the volleyball attack line. He's a good 30 feet from the basket. He'll dribble to the paint. Works it back out on top to Fleming. Fleming drives to the paint. Now back out on top to Arnold. He'll take it to the basket. Shot rejected by Richardson, who stares him down. That's a freshman trying to take it to a senior, and he ate it for lunch. And now the official's in talking to Richardson. That's a good piece of officiating. Trying to intimidate a player. You can do a lot of things, but you can't do that. And he got the message. The official got right in his grill. Inbounds pass comes to Fleming. Double team. He's going to be bumped, but he traveled. No foul call. Daleville picks up the turnover. Their first of the second half. Their 7th in the game. 31-25. Lapel with the ball. Lapel with the lead. Trying to set up Richardson down low. They throw it down low. Nice high-low feed, but he couldn't convert. Shoots again off the rebound. It's going to be a Daleville foul. It's going to be on Max Stecker. That's 3 on Max. 3 fouls already in the third quarter on Daleville in 2 minutes and 14 seconds. Richardson headed back to the free throw line. He hits. Lapel leads 32-25. Richardson having a great game. Looking for his 18th point. He got it. Both free throws good on that trip by Richardson. He's a good-looking player. 33-25, an 8-point gap again for Lapel. Bulldogs defending man-to-man. Lawrence has it. He'll dribble to the baseline. Fires on the run. It's short. A rebound by Lapel. Stolen by Lawrence. He throws it away. Each team coughs it up. Here comes Lapel. Carpenter wide open here on the near wing. He passed up the 3. They'll swing it far side to Huber on the wing. Now out on top to Carpenter. Frazier feeds down low. Richardson fires, no good. It's not Richardson, it's a teammate, and it's a follow-up bunny good by Gage White. He has 4 in the game to make it 35-25, biggest lead of the night, 10 points. On the other end, a crazy move inside on a spin shot by Fleming, not what you wanted. Rebound Lapel. Bulldogs are in good shape right now with a 10-point lead and the ball. Low post feed, nearly thrown away, is thrown away. Turnover Lapel, here comes Daleville. Fleming quickly to the arc. Lawrence open for 3, can't get it. Rebound comes down to Richardson for the Bulldogs. He'll give off to Huber, quickly across the timeline. Frazier tees up a 2, won't go. Rebound for the Broncos. Lawrence clears the glass. Arnold quickly down the court. He's going to go all the way to the basket. Shot won't go for him. Broncos end up with it, though. Here's Lawrence firing, missing. Rebound by Carpenter of Lapel. Nice piece of work on the boards that time again by Carpenter, 6'5", junior. He has the ball in his hands. There's a low post feed. Richardson banks it in from point-blank range. Timeout, Daleville. 3:58 to go, third quarter. It's a full timeout. We'll take the break. It's Lapel 37, Daleville 25 on Beaver Media and the Delco Preps channel.
What do basketball, choir, drama club, and marching band all have in common? They're all high school activities that offer learning opportunities not necessarily found in the classroom. They take up just a fraction of a typical Indiana high school's budget, and they go a long way to giving young people the tools they need to thrive. High school activities, they're more than extracurricular. They're extra important, too. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
The world of high school sports is filled with athletes who possess the eye of the tiger and whose focus and determination enables them to soar like eagles. The games themselves can't be played without a few zebras. Becoming an IHSAA official is a great way to be part of the action and to support Indiana's healthy tradition of high school athletics. Visit IHSAA.org and get in the game. This message brought to you by the IHSAA and the high schools in your community.
We head back to action here at Daleville. The Broncos will bring the ball the full length of the floor, trailing 37-25, 3:50 to go, third quarter. It's been a good third for Lapel, not a good third for Daleville. Broncos had a good first minute. Trouble City since then. Fleming drives through defenders, leaves it near side. Corner 3 is no good for Leisure. Long lead pass. Huber fires on the run. It rolls in. Nice English. Huber got out on the break for his first bucket of the night. It's 39-25. Lapel leading by 14 now with 3 and change to go third quarter. And now zoning on defense, Lapel giving Daleville some trouble. Fleming with it on the wing near side. Cross-court pass to Arnold. In the corner to Leisure, back to Arnold. Arnold will work it here in the near corner. Shot up. Three-pointer good. Derek Lawrence, that's his favorite spot. He has 5 points. That cuts the lead to 39-28. They need more of that from Lawrence. Bulldogs in the forecourt, working their offense. Frazier, low post feed. Richardson lays it in. That was too easy. 22 points for Richardson. and a 41-28 Lapel lead. They ran that to perfection. Big size advantage inside for the Bulldogs, and they're taking advantage of it a lot. Pretty good team, better than a 3-3 record would indicate. Daleville attacking, Fleming driving to the corner of the key. Corner three up, no good by Arnold. Rebound by Daleville, shot swatted by Carpenter. Broncos pick it up again. We've got a whistle and a foul in the backcourt. Well, it's going to be a front court foul for Daleville as Lapel picks up the personal. Wow. Huber with the foul. Ball comes in from the baseline. Fleming to Arnold here on the near wing. He'll drive it to the free throw line. Cut off. Good defense by Frazier. Back cut to Leisure. He lost the handle. It's on the floor. We've got another whistle. Timeout by Daleville. Broncos have burned their third timeout. We'll stay right here with you. 2:03 to go here in the third quarter. Daleville trailing now and really in need of a run as they stare at the wrong end of a 41-28 score on the board here as we move to the late third quarter. Luke Richardson having a great game, as you might expect again, for the Bulldogs. He came in averaging 22-3, and he's got 22 already. He had 17 last night in their loss to Guerin Catholic, so he's probably going over his average. I'd bet the house on that. Daleville ready to come back off the bench. They're down to 2 timeouts. Jimmy Howell has a bag full of them, all 5 for Lapel. Broncos to inbound on the baseline. Stecker to pass it, looking for help. He finally gets it into Fleming. Fleming circles with the dribble back out between the rings and resets. Fleming being worked on by Carpenter. Carpenter gives him about 7-8 feet of pad. Fleming now looks for a high screen from Stecker. Gets off to Leisure. Leisure nearly threw it away. Stecker got it back. Leisure drives to the paint. Gets it to Arnold. Arnold pulls up 15-footer. Got it. Tim Arnold with a nice move for a freshman. He has 5 points in the game, and it's 41-30. Daleville trailing by 11 here. Nice feed underneath. Richardson works it to Gage White. Give the dime to Richardson, the bucket to White. 43-30 is the score now with 1:15 to go third quarter. Arnold driving, attacking, hitting off the glass. No fear by the freshman. 7 points for him. And it's 43-32. Now we've got a push down here on the offensive end for Lapel. It was Tim Arnold who just shoved a Lapel player to get him out of the way. That's number 2 on Arnold. 4th on the team. Up that fast to check in is Reed Ratzlaff for Lapel. He'll take the place of Noah Frazier. Inbound play on the baseline near the corner. It comes in underneath. Up off the glass. White can't convert. Rebound by Arnold of Daleville. Here he comes quickly, under a minute to go third quarter. Lawrence got it right back to Arnold. Arnold near side wing. Fleming back on top to Arnold, guarded by Richardson. Arnold driving, has it knocked away. Turnover Daleville. Here comes Lapel. They nearly threw it away. Bulldogs with the ball. 11-point lead. Final 30 seconds of quarter number 3. Richardson says, don't feed me up on the low post. Stecker's guarding him, and Stecker's giving up 6 inches easy. Final 20 seconds of the quarter. Lapel still looking for the final shot of quarter number 3. Carpenter, guarded by Arnold, goes to the corner of the key. Now back out to the wing. 3-pointer. God! Carson Huber got the triple. Final 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Fleming driving, can't get it. We've got a whistle at the buzzer and probably a foul. Let's see what they do here. Officials will talk about it. That could be a foul. On a drive to the basket by Daleville at the end of the period. Let's see what they decide to do. They're going to bring him back out. It's going to be a foul and free throws. think they're going to put a little extra time on the clock.
Foul is on number 50 for Lapel.
Bryce Carpenter picks up the personal foul. They're going to put 0.3 of a second on the clock, and Connor Fleming is going to the line. First one, good. Active shooting foul. Fleming knocks home his 12th point of the night. 46-33. One more coming for Fleming. It's up, it's in. Ball comes in, 60-foot heave, hits the backboard but doesn't go in, and that's going to do it for the period. We go to the break from Daleville. Lapel, 46. Daleville, 34 on Beaver Media and the Delco Preps channel. Stay right there.
The clutch shot, the timely hit, the perfect pitch, the heroic catch, the brilliant save, the photo finish. The Indiana High School Athletic Association would like to remind you that the biggest plays in sports matter little if you don't practice sportsmanship. Character counts. Practice sportsmanship. This message brought to you by the IHSAA and the high schools in this community. A wintry Friday night. A packed gymnasium in a tight-knit community. A shot taken. History made. A state of delirium? No. The state of Indiana. High school sports. Pure spirit. Pure sport. Pure Indiana. This message brought to you by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the high schools in your community.
We begin the fourth quarter with Daleville inbounding the ball, trailing 46-34. Lapel is playing great. They're this close to win number 600 for their coach, Jimmy Howell. Long way to go, though. Anything can happen. Leisure driving. Lost the handle. It's out of bounds off of Lapel defender. Off of Huber. Inbounds play coming for the Broncos in the forecourt. Tim Arnold to trigger. Comes into McKinney, who's back in the game. He drives, fires. Good! Off the glass. Gets hammered in the process by the mountain of a man, Luke Richardson. 4 on Richardson now as well. Bucket by McKinney is good. He has 4 points in the game. Maybe that will ignite a little something in the Broncos. Chance to cut the lead to single digits. McKinney's free throw is good. So he got it done. 46-37. Broncos need a run. Bulldogs attacking here in the near forecourt on the right end of the floor. Carpenter has it on the wing, looking inside. Works a high post to wide instead. Now across the way to Ratzlaff. Back on this side to Carpenter, now in the corner, and the feed down low to Richardson. No, it's White. White, they swing it out on top to Richardson. He'll drive it, wanted to dunk it, had it knocked away on his way to the hoop. Foul on Daleville. Derek Lawrence picks up his second foul. It's an active shooting foul for Richardson, who was going to jam it big time if he got to the hole. Ended up grabbing the rim with nothing in his hand. This kid's a good player. Should be playing at the next level next year. First one on the way. No good. That's a winner for Daleville. Anytime you get less than 2. And believe me, that was coming down hard. It was going to be a big 2. Richardson with the second free throw on the way. He hits the second one. 23-point night for Richardson to make it 47-37. Lead back to 10. Daleville attacking. Fleming driving. Works it to the corner. Lawrence. Now they'll take it back out on top to Arnold. He'll drive the paint. Fire a left-hander on the run. It rolls around and goes in. Tough hoop by Arnold. Impressive bucket by the freshman. He has 9 points to make it 47-39. Here on the other end, Richardson goes to work down low. McKinney can't play him tough. He's got too many fouls. Richardson banks it in. 25 points for him. 49-39 contest. Daleville trailing by 10. Arnold going to work. Out near the arc. Bounce pass to the corner. Leisure. Back to Arnold on the wing. Far side Lawrence. Now to Fleming out on top. Good ball movement by Daleville. Three-pointer up from the wing. Short, might have been partially blocked off the fingers of Arnold, but a stick-back bucket by McKinney. On good work on the glass. Will has 7 points. That makes it 49-41 with 6:15 to go in the game. Low post feed to Richardson. His shot won't go, though. Rebound loose on the floor. Richardson picks it back up. Hits the money. He's fouled. He'll go to the line. Basket is going to count. Great work by Richardson. 27 points in the game. 51-41, and looking for the old-fashioned three-point play. All by himself. The rest of the Bulldogs back off the key. Free throw, good. That's called confidence, baby. 28 points. 52-41. 11-point deficit, staring the Broncos in the face. They're going to have to tee up some threes here. Arnold in trouble. Gets it to Fleming between the rings. Now they swing it. Lawrence, corner three, up. Rattles out, no good. White clears the rebound for Lapel. Here they come down the floor with the ball and a big lead. Ratzlaff to Carpenter to Huber. Huber bounced past to Ratzlaff. Now near wing to Huber. Low post feed to White. Spins. Banks it. No. McKinney with the rebound for Daleville. 5.5 minutes left in the game. Daleville trailing 52-41. Fleming picked up his dribble. Gets it across the way to Arnold. He'll drive all the way to the paint. Fires, can't get it. Gage clears away the glass for Lapel. Quick pass down the floor. Richardson feeds White underneath. He banks it up. It won't go again. We've got a whistle on the battle for the rebound. It'll be a foul against Lapel. It's going to be Bryce Carpenter, 5-0. His third foul. Fourth one on the Bulldogs. Neither team in the bonus just yet. Final 5:06 of the game. Broncos bring it the full length of the court, trailing 52-41. Arnold on the wing. Bounce pass underneath. McKinney turns, fires, hits. McKinney with a tough look inside. A nice conversion to make it 52-43. It's back under 10 again at 9. Let's see if the Broncos can get the sandwiches. Score, stop, score. That's what you got to get if you're Daleville. Bulldogs on the attack. Hubert guarded closely by Fleming. Still dribbling. Carpenter with it now. Looks high post to White. White gets it in the corner across the way. Ratzlaff back out on top to Carpenter. Arnold comes out to guard him. Carpenter takes it to the wing. Feeds the post. We've got a whistle on the catch. It's going to be on Daleville. Give the foul to Derek Lawrence. That's the third one on him, and now Lapel in the bonus for the final 4:20 of the game. Going to the stripe is Gage White. His first trip to the free throw line. This will be one and the bonus. White with 6 points off the bench tonight for the Bulldogs. Flies this one, hits. Give him 7 points. He earns the bonus. 53-43 is the Bulldog lead. Final 4:20 of regulation. White looking to get them both. And again, an empty key for Lapel. Both free throws are good by White. He has an 8-point night to show for his work. It's 54-43. White checks out of the lineup to get a breather. Daleville trailing by 11. Midway through the fourth quarter, it's time to get hot or get lost. That's what it comes down to. Fleming, high screen from McKinney. They work it on the wing to Arnold, guarded closely by Richardson. Bounce pass out between the circles, back to Arnold from Fleming. There's a feed down low and a kicked ball. Good defensive reaction by the Bulldogs. It'll be an inbounds play in the forecourt baseline for Daleville. Arnold to pass it in. Looking for a teammate. Now way back out on top. It'll go to the back court. Fleming will retrieve it. Here he comes. Goes to the top of the key. Drives to the paint. Left-handed scooper is up and good. Prettiest hoop of the night by Fleming. He has 15 points. It's a 54-45 game. It's back under 10. Here's a whistle right in front of me on a reach-in by Tim Arnold of Daleville. They'll get the foul. Third one on him. 1-1 for Lapel. Bryce Carpenter strolling to the stripe. 1-1. First one misses, 1 and done. Here comes Daleville with the ball. They need a hoop here. They can make it interesting with a triple. Fleming drives to the free throw line. McKinney for 3. Got it! Will McKinney clairvoyantly makes me look like a genius for once. And it's 54-48. Broncos are back within 6. Going to pressure now is Daleville. Lapel attacking, looking to feed down low. Bounce pass inside. Richardson banks it in. Beautiful move over the left shoulder. 30-point night for Richardson. And it's back to 56-48. Lapel in front. 3 minutes left in the game. McKinney out on top. Pulls up. 18-footer. Got it. Nice move. Nice bucket for McKinney. 14 points in the game. 56-50. Lapel with the ball and the lead. They throw it away. Miscommunication on the bounce pass. Across the way from Huber to Alexander. Only the 4th turnover of the second half by Lapel, but it could be costly. Daleville can make it a 1-possession game on this trip. Trailing 56-50. McKinney out on top. On the wing to Fleming. He'll drive. Kick it back. Here comes McKinney driving the paint. Here comes a 3. Leisure from the wing. He's got it! Cam Leisure buries his second triple of the game. And it's a 3-point contest. Time out Lapel. 2:21 to go in the game. It's Lapel 56, Daleville 53 on Beaver Media and the Delco Preps channel.
A 50-50 ball. An elbow to the ribs. A sudden flash of tempers. In sports, anything can happen in the heat of the moment. The Indiana High School Athletic Association reminds you that when cooler heads prevail, everybody wins. When the game heats up, will you keep your cool? This message brought to you by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the high schools in your community.
Welcome back to the ball game. Daleville has come from 12 points down to cut it to 3 now. With 2:21 left in the game, at least in regulation, it's Lapel 56, Daleville 53. Coming out of the first timeout of the night by Lapel. Bulldogs will have the ball. They'll bring it the length of the floor. Wow. Anyone who checked out of this game got out too early. Daleville looking for a stop. Lapel on the attack in the forecourt now. Alexander, you hear the crowd coming to life. Low post feed. Richardson triple team. Knocked away! Stolen away! Daleville lost it though. Double turnovers, one by each team. Wow. Lapel stays with it now. They keep the ball. Under 2 minutes to go. Carpenter with it. Across the way. 30 feet from the bucket. Guarded by Arnold. Lapel trying to take some clock out of this possession. Out here on the wing to Carpenter near side. Now in the corner. Carpenter gets it back from Ratzlaff. They work it around the arc. Huber, the point guard, with it guarded by Fleming. Alexander will hand to Carpenter. They hit the cutter on a drive. Shot won't go. Richardson with the rebound. He got the bunny to go, but we've got a foul. I think before it went in. McKinney with the foul. The basket went in. McKinney with the foul. They got to count the hoop. Wow, McKinney has fouled out. No, it's going to be a common foul. It's going to be 1-1. Wow. Daleville catches a bit of a break there. Richardson is going to the line for 1-1. 1:27 to go in the game. Lapel 56, Daleville 53. Richardson with 30 points in the game. Looking for 31. He got it. He'll get the back half. That'll make it 57-53. Lapel out in front. It's still a 2-score game. Plenty of time. Second free throw rattles in. Carpenter got them both, or rather Richardson. He has 32 points in the game. 58-53. Final 1:20 of the fourth quarter. Fleming with the ball. Broncos got to score just about every time they have the ball now. Fleming looks for a high screen. He'll take it near side. Back to Stecker. Out on top, Leisure. Now Fleming. Back out, way out on top to Arnold. He'll drive it. Works it to the corner. Now out on top. Here comes Fleming driving the paint. Pulls up, fires from 10. No good, but a foul. It'll be free throws for Daleville and Connor Fleming. Foul is going to be on Bryce Carpenter. That's 4 on him. And going to the stripe is Connor Fleming. First one good. 16 points tonight for Fleming. Makes it 58-54. They need every one of them on the Daleville side. Next one up. Rattles in. Fleming with 17 points. We've got a whistle and a timeout. Daleville burns its 4th timeout. We'll take a quick break. Final minute of the game coming after this on Beaver Media and the Delco Preps channel. Stay right there.
Everybody loves a good sports movie.
I've seen Rudy 10 times.
I love Hoosiers.
If there were a sports movie about steroids, it might be called The Myth, the Truth, and the Consequences. The myth is that steroids are good for your game. The truth is they're bad for you and the sport you play. And the long-term consequences on your health are downright ugly.
That's one movie I think I'll skip.
High school sports. Pure spirit, pure sport. This message brought to you by the IHSAA and the high schools in this community.
Welcome back to the ball game. We're under a minute to go in this one. Jimmy Howell looks as nervous as an expectant father. Wow. 58-55. Lapel leading Daleville by 3 here. We're just under a minute to go. 59.8 to be exact here in the fourth quarter. Lapel has the ball in the backcourt. They've got to bring it to full 84 feet, and they'll start it with Richardson getting it back off the inbounds pass. Pressure by Daleville. They'll look to trap. Across the timeline with 54 seconds to go. Carpenter has it. And now a foul given by Tim Arnold with 51.3 to go. Foul stops the clock. 51.3. The foul on Arnold. That's 4 on Tim. 10 fouls now against Daleville. It's double bonus time from here on out for the Bulldogs. 2 free throws coming for Bryce Carpenter. He has 2 points in the game on a field goal. Big free throws right here. Ready with the first one. He got it. Give him his 3rd point and another free throw. Stecker checks out for Daleville. Dillon in for him before the 2nd free throw. Carpenter looking for his 4th point and a 5-point Bulldog lead. He got him. Nicely done by Carpenter. 4 points for him. Final 50 seconds. Daleville trailing by 5. Broncos have the ball. Fleming gives it to Arnold. He'll drive. Kick it to the corner. Dillon has it. Now gives off. Fleming drives. Fires up the glass. No, but he's fouled. Looks like Gage White. Nope, it's Alexander. Alexander picks up the foul. That's 2 on him. 6 on Lapel. 2-shot foul. Fleming back to the free throw line. And he missed the first one badly. Wow. Max Stecker checks back in for Daleville. Dillon comes out that quickly. Fleming will have another free throw. 38.6 seconds to go in a 5-point game. Really need this one. Fleming fires. Missed them both. Rebound comes down to Lapel. 60-55 Bulldog lead. They break the timeline with the dribble by Huber. He's out top and he takes the foul from Fleming. That'll stop the clock with 28.7 seconds to go in the game. The foul is going to be on Fleming. Connor's 3rd. 2 shots on the double bonus coming up for Carson Huber. He's done a nice job running the point tonight for the Bulldogs. Huber ready to shoot the first of his 2. Takes his time, fires, hits. Dylan checks in, sticker out for Daleville between the free throws. 61-55. Huber looking for point number 7 tonight, and he's got it. Whistle and a timeout taken by Lapel. It's a 30. We'll take the break. 28.7 to go in the game. Lapel 62, Daleville 55 on Beaver Media and the Delco Press channel.
Looking for future leaders we can believe in? Look no further than the high school student athletes right here in Indiana. High school sports teach young people how to be effective leaders. It includes learning to listen, accepting responsibility, being a good role model, and it's about respect. The result, it transcends sports. It gives us hope for the future. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Welcome back to the ball game. The final 28.7 ticks in regulation. Lapel 62, Daleville 55. Broncos will inbound, let the ball roll, and now pick it up. They got to score in a hurry. Fleming, Arnold on top. They can't pass too much. Fleming on the wing far side. Out on top. Lawrence guarded 3. No. Was it grazed? Looks like it was tipped. No, Lawrence says it was tipped. The officials say no, it wasn't. And that's just about going to do it. Lapel will inbound the ball in the backcourt with 17.4 to go. And a foul given right away by Cam Leisure to stop the clock at 16.1. Cam's first foul of the night. The most important thing right now is time and score. And another 2-shot double bonus trip to the line for Lapel. And they'll give the freebies. The first one rattles off no good by Reed Ratzlaff. He'll have one more. Hasn't scored in the game. Still hasn't scored in the game. Missed them both. Final 15 seconds. Daleville's got to get a bunch in a hurry. Drive. Fleming off the glass. No. Offensive rebound. Stick back. No good by Lawrence. Rebound battle is left with the ball out of bounds on the stage, and it'll stay with Daleville. Final 5.9 seconds. Probably not enough time now. Broncos get it in. Leisure banks it up no good. Rebound. Shot blocked away. Richardson picks up the foul on the spit back attempt by Arnold. Richardson is just fouled out. They've got him for 4. Wow. Oh, at any rate, with 2.7 seconds to go, Tim Arnold is going to shoot a pair. First one, no good. I'm not going to give you the sermon about missed free throws right now. He'll give you another one, though, in a moment. Freshman guard looking for a point. He missed both of them. Lapel has the rebound, and Lapel's going to win the 600th game in the coaching career of Jimmy Howell. The final score, Lapel 62, Daleville 55. What a great high school basketball game tonight in Daleville. Bulldogs have another win. We'll take a break. Back to the postgame after this on Beaver Media and the Delco Preps channel.
Looking for future leaders we can believe in? Look no further than the high school student athletes right here in Indiana. High school sports teach young people how to be effective leaders. It includes learning to listen, accepting responsibility, being a good role model, and it's about respect. The result, it transcends sports. It gives us hope for the future. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Who do I play high school softball for? I play for my mom and dad who've never missed a game.
Whether they're playing for their teammates, their classmates, or their community, high school student athletes in Indiana learn important lessons they'll use for the rest of their lives, like respect for the rules and the value of hard work and sacrifice. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association. A crisp October evening, a stadium filled with fans. A pass-through. A journey completed. State of euphoria? No. The state of Indiana. High school sports. Pure spirit. Pure sport. Pure Indiana. This message brought to you by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the high schools in your community. A wintry Friday night. A packed gymnasium in a tight-knit community. A shot taken. History made. A state of delirium? No. The state of Indiana. High school sports. Pure spirit. Pure sport. Pure Indiana. This message brought to you by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the high schools in your community. The clutch shot, the timely hit, the perfect pitch, the heroic catch, the brilliant save, the photo finish. The Indiana High School Athletic Association would like to remind you that the biggest plays in sports matter little if you don't practice sportsmanship. Character counts. Practice sportsmanship. This message brought to you by the IHSAA and the high schools in this community.
Welcome back to Daleville High School. This one is over, and it goes in the books as the 600th career win for Lapel Bulldog head coach Jimmy Howell, as his team holds off a late Daleville rally and defeats the Broncos by a final score of 62-55. What a great battle down to the end. Daleville had it down to a one-possession game. A couple times that they threw a scare into Lapel late, but couldn't quite get over the hump. Broncos just ran out of bodies and fouls. That's really what it came down to. To play a team with a 6'6" postman who's as talented as Luke Richardson with a bunch of guards and nearly beat him is a pretty good testament to how Daleville's playing right now. This will go down as an L, and a lot of people will say, yeah, they've lost 3 in a row, but their last 3 outings have been pretty good for Daleville basketball, and they got nothing to be ashamed of tonight, losing this one at home by 7 points. Daleville actually led the game at the end of a quarter, 15-14, but Lapel had a nice little run and pulled away with it. I'm going to take a quick break, and then we're going to talk to the great Jimmy Howell after this on Beaver Media and the Delco Preps channel.
Looking for future leaders we can believe in? Look no further than the high school student athletes right here in Indiana. High school sports teach young people how to be effective leaders. It includes learning to listen, accepting responsibility, being a good role model, and it's about respect. The result, it transcends sports. It gives us hope for the future. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Welcome back to the ball game. As I said a moment ago, Jimmy Howell has joined us courtside, and Coach, 600. Wow.
Long time.
Long time. A lot of success.
Well, we've had success. We didn't look like it tonight because Daleville outplayed us. They really did. I mean, been a lot of games that I've won over the course of the years that I think the other team has outplayed us. Tonight was one of those nights. Daleville did.
Well, let's look at what your kids did. You trailed after 1 by a point. You went to the locker room with a 29-21 lead. You built it to 46-34 at the end of 3, and then Daleville threw the kitchen sink at you in the fourth quarter. They scored 21 points in the fourth quarter and got it down to a one-possession game a couple of times. But your kids did what good teams do. They bounced back and sealed it up for you in the end.
They did, and we hit some free throws at the end. And when we get up, a little bit in the fourth quarter with a couple minutes to go or so, we know we want to have layups and free throws. The kids understand that, and they hung on to the ball pretty well. We fouled too much at the end of the game to let them stay in it, but I think the kids felt pressure the last week or two. Anytime you get close to a milestone, it happened back at 500.
Sure.
And hopefully the pressure's off and we can get turned around and try to get better now.
Let's talk about your big man, Luke Richardson. He was everything as advertised. I got him for 32 points tonight, 14 in the first half, 18 more in the second half, and time and again, when you fed the post, he got it in for you.
Yeah, and the kids feed the post. They know what our bread and butter is. And then Gage White came in and got a couple 3 buckets for us. We did a good job getting the ball to the post. And the kids do what we ask them to do. They're not the most skilled team. Our team's not the most skilled, and we're not very quick. And that's one thing that really hurts us is our quickness. Because one kid got in the lane about any time he wanted to tonight.
I was just going to ask you about Gage White. He comes off the bench, scores 8 points for you, 2 out of 2 at the line. Give you a real nice contribution off the bench when you needed it.
He did. Part of our problem is we've got one kid that's really good, and then really number 2 through 10, there's not a whole lot of difference. And they all give us something, but they all hurt us in certain ways. And it's hard to get a feel for who we should be playing at a given point in time in games. I'm used to playing 7 kids, maybe, sometimes only 6. And the second half I did. But it's tough when you play that many, and some kids are deserving and didn't get in many minutes tonight.
Let me ask you about your point guard, Carson Huber. Typical floor game, doesn't show up a lot in the book. He's going to finish with 7 points, but they were all in the second half. 2 clutch free throws down.
And he had a big 3.
Yes, he did. He
hit a real big 3, and he does that. He hits big shots, and he's pretty clutch at free throw line at the end of games. He didn't move enough tonight to get open. He passed it and kind of stood around. But like I said, we'll hopefully take these 3 days off and hopefully come back Wednesday and get better.
How much did Daleville scare you there down the stretch?
Well, I mean, we've played in a lot of close games. If you look at our games, everything's been under 10 points one way or the other in the first 7 games that we've played. And all of them except last night. We didn't have a chance to win last night, but every other game could have gone just about either way. So, the kids are used to playing close games. I particularly, as a coach, don't like playing that many close games. But I think that probably prepares you for the tournament because you're having to do things in clutch situations.
Al Rhodes of Penn got number 600 a couple weeks ago. You get 600 here tonight. There are fewer than 20 coaches who have done this in the history of Indiana high school basketball. You're a Hall of Fame inductee in 2018. What does it mean to you to look back at this point in your career and say, I've had a lot of good players and a lot of good teams, and I've gotten 600 of these, and not a lot of guys can say that. Well,
they can't. And I've had good players. I've had parents and players that allowed us to coach them instead of them always trying to coach them. I've had kids that are willing to put time in the off season to develop programs wherever I've been, and it's a tribute to them really. And the way I was raised with my parents, my dad was a coach and a teacher, and my parents are the greatest people in the world. And hopefully the thing that I hope more people know more about me and the players that I've had, I'm hoping that they learn something, they become better people for it, and they're making an impression, a positive impression on society.
Where does this fall for you? You've had state championships and terrific teams and now 600 wins, and you're above 500 now, 4-3 and playing pretty well. I thought for most of the game tonight you played pretty well. You executed pretty well.
We did at times. We don't do it fluid right now.
Yeah.
And like I said, defense is the thing we got to get better at. And I don't know what we're going to do. We went to a 3-2 zone for a while and did some good things with that. But we've got to come up with something, or 6 or 7 kids that will defend better than what we are right now.
Well, congratulations again on the win, number 600, and thanks for stopping by for a few minutes. You're a class act.
Thank you very much.
We wish you nothing but the best, and let's go get 700 one of these days.
Well, I don't know if I can last that long, but I'm gonna stay with it as long as I feel healthy, and I'm making a positive impact on the kids.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
He's Jimmy Howell. He's the head coach of the Lapel Bulldogs, and they're a fantastic group. They played their tails off tonight and outlasted Daleville by a final of 62-55. And it's good to see the former Muncie South head coach doing well and still cranking out wins at year 39 in his coaching career. That says a lot about it. Again, let's pick up where we left off. We were going over scoring. Luke Richardson unofficially 32 points for the Bulldogs. That's 10 over his season average tonight. You look down the rest of the scoring, nobody else in double figures for the Bulldogs, but they got a big 8 points from Gage White off the bench. He's a 6'5" reserve, and he was the second leading scorer tonight in the end for the Bulldogs. 7 points for the point guard, Carson Huber, 5 for Cole Alexander, 4 for Bryce Carpenter, Noah Frazier had a 6-point contribution off the bench. And Reed Ratzlaff, Dane Bush, Ross Hagan all played for the Bulldogs but did not score tonight. And that rounds out their total of 62. For the Daleville Broncos, they got a nice game tonight out of Connor Fleming. Finishes the night as the leading scorer for the Broncos with 17 points unofficially. Will McKinney picked up 14 points, 12 of them in the second half. And he played the second half, started it with 3 fouls, picked up his 4th right away, less than 2 minutes into the third quarter. McKinney had 4 fouls and was on the pine, but he came on and played great in the stretch, had to be careful with 4 fouls, and puts in 14 points on the night, 12 after intermission for the other double-figure night for Daleville. Derek Lawrence didn't score in the first half, 5 for him in the second half. We mentioned Fleming, 17. Tim Arnold, the freshman guard, kind of grew up tonight a little bit more. He had some beautiful drives, finished the night with 4 buckets, 9 points, including a triple. He played pretty well, especially when you consider he was guarded a lot by the 6'6" Luke Richardson, giving up a lot of size and a lot of experience, a senior guarding a freshman. So well done for Tim. Cam Leisure, 6 points, a triple in each half. McKinney had the 14. Gothrop Caden came off the bench to score 2 points in the game. Max Stecker came off the bench to score 2 points in the game. For Daleville, there's their total of 55. Relatively clean game played tonight by these teams. You consider what they did out here tonight. There were a lot of fouls, a lot of physical contact in this game, and I've got unofficially both teams for just 11 turnovers the entire night. So pretty well executed game for all of the defensive fouling and for all of the pressure that was being thrown down there. Both teams did a pretty decent job of protecting the basketball. We only had 1 tie in the entire game, and that was at 2 apiece very early on. Daleville led most of the first quarter, but couldn't sustain it. And despite the late rally and the late comeback by Daleville, they lose tonight. You look down at the score sheet, Daleville cut it to 58-55 with a minute left in the game, but couldn't get over the hump. They couldn't get that stop, score, sandwich thing going, and it ends up costing them in the end. So with the loss, Daleville falls to 2-7 overall. With the win, Lapel moves to 4-3 on the year, and I believe win number 600 will be one that Jimmy Howell remembers for an awfully long time as he gets interviewed by Rob Hunt of the Anderson Herald Bulletin a few feet away. So thanks again to him, to Jimmy Howell for stopping by for a few minutes on a historic night. And thanks for being along for the ride with us. Thanks also to Ben Whistle, the new athletic director at Daleville, for all their hospitality tonight, courtside as well. It was a great game to call, and it was an honor for me to be part of win number 600 in the great storied career of Coach Jimmy Howell of Lapel. So the final score for the final time in a humdinger, it was Lapel holding on, beating Daleville 62-55. For all of us at Beaver Media, I'm Brian Beaver. Thanks for joining us tonight. Check my Twitter feed starting Monday. We'll keep you updated on what we're going to do in terms of our next game. It could be right here again next Friday night when Eastern Hancock comes to Daleville. But we'll keep you posted on that and any final plans. The final score for the final time. This one's for Maury Manny's, 62 for Lapel, 55 for Daleville. Until next time, have a great rest of your Saturday night. Have a Merry Christmas, and we'll see you next time, everybody. So long.